Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler, Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Doing all right, I guess. How about yourself, Ozzy?
You guess.
Yeah. I mean, what we had to watch. Although I am kind of confused. I thought
Okay.
we already did Die Hard, but you know, we can.
No, this one's set of the
Oh.
holidays. It's a holiday movie.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Let's not get carried away here.
He
Let's
agreed.
not turn this into something it does not have to be. All
It's
right.
the James cut of Die Hard.
Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Wound producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Good evening. It's Die Hard on Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Touche. Now, before we get started, some pleasant, happy news. This past Sunday, November 16th, was our very own Flesh Wound producer Todd Loy's birthday. Happy
Hey.
birthday, of course.
Happy birthday.
And Greg and myself, it was Greg came up with the idea. Great on him. Actually was able to secure a cameo for Todd from the one, the only, I'm sorry, who was it, Greg?
Lloyd Kaufman.
There you go. And we already did our Toxic Avenger episode. However, since we talked about the movie, we figured, why not show the cameo? Todd, do you have it ready?
Here we go.
Well, here's your old Uncle Lloydie, creator of the Toxic Avenger and president of Troma Incorporated. And the Toxic Avenger and I are here to wish a certain person named Loya, a Todd Lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. At any rate, it's a birthday of some sort. It was November 16th, but I've been filming and I missed this. I really apologize. But the good news is I'll be dead soon, so you won't have to pay me any more cameos. I'm almost 80 years old. My last hurrah. Todd, you could be the last birthday wish I've ever given. Who knows? At any rate, on that happy thought, let me also remind you we've got to fight against this terrible government we have. And I'm 80 years old. Women are still second-class citizens. Black people are still eighth-class citizens. And our educational system stinks. And, anyway, I'm not going to blow my brains out, but I give you some dark humor, Todd, but all I know is I watch Flesh Wound features nonstop, and that's the only thing stopping me from blowing my fucking brains out. Anyway, thank you very much. Toxie loves you. And, of course, Ozzy and Greg, who I met on Grindr recently, very attractive. And I wish them well. They paid for this, and you're not getting your money back. I don't care what anybody says. We have free speech in this country as long as we don't say anything. But Todd, someday you'll go in the airport, you'll come in from Europe, and TSA will stop you because they'll find this video in your phone, and they'll hold you for 3 hours. They might strip search you. I always like it when the TS people pat me down, especially in the balls. But they might, you never know. So, anyway, I leave you with that happy thought, and God bless America. Goddamn Alabama.
Oh, I love Lloyd. Thank you, gentlemen. That was awesome.
Of course.
And that was like a long ass cameo too.
Yeah.
Pretty good on him for being so generous with his time.
I want to know what song that was in the background.
I noticed it last time. I didn't notice it before. It's the headphones.
Yeah.
So with that kind of piggybacking on that, Todd, something I know you'd love to do is actually go to the theater. You're at AMC using the 4 movies a week. Like, you use the maximum extent of what you can do, right? So I know that your movie going experience is important, and if something were to happen that would hinder that experience, kind of upset you. Am I wrong? Yeah. So I went to go see Now You See Me, Now You Don't this past Saturday over at the Anaheim Garden Walk. And I'm not going to talk about the movie. Yeah, that's for a different conversation, different day. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. Whatever.
That's the review for all the trilogy.
So, but here's where it started to bother me is about an hour into the movie, these girls, probably in their early 20s, because they were drinking beers, so I know they had to be at least 21. They were chatting and laughing and being really distracting. So I leaned over, and for some reason, the back row was packed. There was all seats all over the place, but it was the back row. So people probably picking the back row, thinking they could talk the whole time. Whatever. So, but I lean over. I said, "Hey, could you guys keep it down?" And the girl gives me a dirty look. Look, do you think you are to tell me to be quiet while a movie is playing? Like, it was some of the most bizarro things. She gave me the look, and I told her, it's really distracting. And then, they stop for like 20 minutes, and then they start up again. And to which point my wife leans over, and then she looks at me. She's like, gives me the look like I can't believe them. And at this point I had lowered my the recliner thing. So just in case I needed to just get up and go and get somebody, I could. And this was the first time I've ever had to get anybody at the theater to say hey, these people are being a bunch of a-holes. I need some help here. So I actually exited the theater, and I happen to be walking across somebody who was just, cleaning stuff up. And I told him, I said, "Hey, I got these people. I already told them to be quiet. They're being a pain in the ass. Can you please help me out?" He's like, "I'm so sorry about that. I'll absolutely." So he follows me in, and I walk in there, and I signal to these two, and he's talking to these two girls, and they're arguing, and I'm trying to focus on the movie, but I'm also trying to listen to what they're saying. And then I hear him say, "Well, I'm really sorry, but I can't control the volume of his breathing." And I was like, you tried to complain about my breathing? Are you kidding? And even at that point, my wife had heard, and she laughed a little bit out loud. It was the most ridiculous thing. But they were arguing with this dude about trying to tell him, no, we were being quiet. He was being it was the dumbest exchange I've ever heard in my life. But the biggest thing, the one thing is, I would like to know when this whole thing became normalized. Why did this girl feel justified in giving me a dirty look after me telling her and her friend to shut up? And I didn't even say shut up. I said keep it. I was very quiet compared to the other times where I've told, when I went to go see Novocaine earlier this year, the guy next to me was literally on his phone playing games, switching from one game to another, until I said, "Hey, could you put your phone away? It's really annoying." And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he knew I can't win this fight. Just put his phone away. But that guy at least understood. Okay, yeah, I can see how it's distracting. This girl was like, "How dare you tell me to be quiet? I bet if I was a man, you wouldn't tell me to be quiet."
No, I would have told you to shut the F up.
And see, that is true. That is true. And on that note, we can get into our review. This week, we are reviewing and discussing Paul Blart Mall Cop, released on January 16th, 2009. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
You know I do.
All right. You must now pass the obstacle course. Survive this, and you're on the front lines of keeping New Jersey safe.
Meet Paul Blart.
Sorry about the test, Dad.
I'm gonna get him next year. I am. Here we go. Pie. It just fills the cracks of the heart. Go away, pain.
He's always been dedicated
Paul Blart, mall cop.
to protecting
We got a high roller.
the West Orange Pavilion Mall.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to issue a citation.
Can you validate this?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Oh,
Sir, you're a nasty old man.
From Columbia Pictures.
Our security's fine, but ultimately we rely on the hope that nothing ever goes down.
Everybody out! There's some crazy people trying to take over the mall.
Now, help is on the way.
Reports are they're inside the bank.
Until then,
I need you to exit the building immediately.
I took a sworn oath to protect this mall and all inside it.
Well, Sergeant, looks like you got your eyes on the inside.
there's Paul Blart.
Is he crying?
From Happy Madison.
What are you trained to do? Nothing. Oh, that's not too bad.
This January.
Nobody knows this mall better than I do.
The only man for the job.
Blart.
Blart.
Blart. Peanut, Blart, and jelly. What's up, man?
Was the last thing they expected.
Who is this guy?
Safety never takes a holiday.
Kevin James is Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Oh, dear God.
January, the notorious month for where movies go to die.
I will be on it now. Just to get this out of the way real quick, that was the trailer for Paul Blart Mall Cop, released on January 16th, 2009, rated PG with a runtime of 91 minutes, written by Nick Bakay and Kevin James, directed by Steve Carr, starring Kevin James, Keir O'Connell, Jayma Mays, and from the league, Steve Ranazizi. Now, Todd, you just mentioned the January release date where films go to die. Whenever I hear of a film coming out in January, I never want to watch it. I just automatically cross it off my list as never going to happen. And I will say this is the first time I saw this with going into these initial thoughts. And with the trailers and the commercials, I did not want to see this movie at all. I genuinely thought I was going to hate this movie with a passion. But it did something that, because the trailer made it look like that the terrorists taking over the mall happens towards the beginning, and the whole movie is like Die Hard, right? And that's what ultimately turned January release, and that turned me off from there right there. It's just, okay, it's just going to be a mall cop from start to finish, this Die Hard takeoff or parody, whatever, right? However, in actually watching it, and the movie actually kind of does a good job, at least for me, building sympathy for Paul Blart. So you actually have some sort of a desire wanting to see him succeed, which was smart in the writing of it, actually, because again, going from start to finish, with what the trailer made it seem to be, was something that was very unappealing. However, you really got to, it wasn't like such an extreme character, but still, it was presented in a way that really wanted you to see him get a win, right? And Steve Ranazizi's character does such a good job playing that prick of a smarmy, like the figure Ben Affleck's character who played the casual male from Mallrats, that same kind of vibe, right? So, and to see how it kind of transpired in terms from the, bumbling idiot story who's wants the affection of this one girl, then turning into these terrorists taking over this mall. It was interesting to see, and I was kind of on board from start to finish. Surprisingly, I didn't expect to be. I don't know if this was maybe because my bar was so low, but
that always helps.
It does help, but I was somewhat pleasantly surprised.
Were you? I never mind. I wouldn't ask.
What were you going to say?
Were you enhanced?
No, I was not.
Wow.
I know. That's the crazy.
I think it was because it was familiar territory because of Die Hard.
Maybe.
Maybe Mary Dawsey's heart's grown 3 sizes.
All right, it's time to re-review Private Lessons. Let's find out.
Family films are okay.
Okay. I can't get into it. Not something that has to do with the movie, but I just can't. Just gotta trust me on this.
All right.
So
Would
I
like
just
to
hear
go next
Ozzy's
to-
looking forward to the second one now.
Yeah, well, let's not get carried away. I'm curious.
It'd probably deliver what you thought the first one would.
Let's pump the brakes on
Wait,
that.
there's a second one?
Oh
yes, there is.
Oh.
So what did you think about it, Greg?
Yeah, let's go with your initial thoughts here.
Mall Cop with a Vengeance? Is it...
No. Okay, listen, I get you want to whatever, but Die Hard with a Vengeance is one of the greatest action films of all time. In fact, I just recently said on a night of trivia, one of my top 3 favorite action movies of all time. Do not desecrate the memory of Die Hard with a Vengeance by trying to do some sort of humorous.
They make Paul Blart wear a sign that says "I hate fatty snacks" instead of the other sign.
Oh man, we need to Flesh Wound Fist Die Hard with a Vengeance. Okay, I'm sorry, Greg. Continue.
Yeah. So I'd seen this movie before, and I remember it being okay, not great. It's not going to be on a rotation, but it was there. It had some moments. But going through it again, I was just like, yeah. I think because my bar was set at mediocre when it just hit mediocre, it was still flat. So, and since you know the jokes, since you've seen it already, it's kind of like, And I think the trailer had more funnier moments that weren't in the film than what was in the film in a lot of spots. And also, I'll save this for the part that upset me. There was something that genuinely upset me about one of the scenes. So it was rough. It wasn't horrible. It was just rough. And I hope we don't do the second one. And I don't normally say that.
I think Ozzy's going to rush the second one now.
I kind of want to do.
These are for all the lost skeletons.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Yes. All right, Todd.
I'm probably in the middle. This is a fine movie to throw in the background and not really pay attention to. I mean, it's fine for what it is. It's exactly what the trailer delivers. Maybe a little bit more towards the end, but I mean, that's the tone, that's the comedy. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith's sitcom, I think Kevin James. Yeah, wrong one. I know. We'll edit it all out.
Okay, we all have it. We have the Die Hard with a Vengeance, Kevin Smith. Okay, we're all making mistakes today.
James, Silent Bob are going to show up at your doorstep.
No,
Producer Todd Lloyd, did you say?
I never posted on moviepoopshoot.com, so I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I'll go with mediocre. It's fine. It's there's much better Happy Madison films, and there's also much worse. I'll watch this any day over Jack and Jill.
There you go.
Now I'm throwing Quentin Tarantino under the bus. The Ridiculous Six. There we go. Jeez.
Now there actually were some moments here that I wrote down here that weren't featured in the trailer. I don't know if this is because of my fandom of the League, but there is it's a scene where it's the Friday and Paul Blart's love interest is going into the bank, and as she goes into the teller line, she sees him, and he turns to her, and he sees her, and he's like, "Yeah!" Just in the bank line, and I don't know why that just made me laugh. Just gets a stupid look on his face, and the fact that he's a pen salesman, that just adds. And then but just him turning and just looking at her, and I'm just thinking they're in a bank, and he just yells, "Yeah!" It's just cracking me up a bit. How about you guys?
Yeah. There's a moment where they're trying to rescue everyone, and there's a larger gentleman who's being lifted out when the bad guys catch him. And so one of the bad guys, he goes, I wish I had a bat. I'd bust you open and see how much candy fell out. Like, I wondered, like, if so when I was younger and in much better shape, I was like, oh, I wonder how offended people get like about fat jokes. I am now a large man. Still funny as shit. So all those people complaining, shut up.
Todd?
I gotta go with when he accidentally gets drunk. I do love that part.
That was a great
I don't drink. Yeah. As somebody used to drink, and now it's very fun.
Although there's no way that tattoo heals that quickly.
Right.
Like,
Well, he doesn't drink.
yeah.
It's responsible for everything. So going into the ratings, again, the bar for this movie was set so low.
Wait. Before ratings, don't we do the least favorite moment first?
Oh my gosh. I completely forgot least favorite
Or
moment.
he didn't want to hear Greg's. That was the problem. It's like, this movie was great. Let's just ignore it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it great. There were some flaws.
You were in a hurry to give your 5 out of 5. So we'll get there, Ozzy.
Yeah, definitely. I completely forgot about biggest critique of the movie, and I completely forgot to write one down. But
so Ozzy has 900.
No, in recently seeing it, I mean, if you guys have one written down, you guys shoot, and I will come up with mine right when it's my turn. Go for it, Greg.
It's the arcade scene when he's in that arcade alone, and he's playing a Rock Band arcade game. Number one, Rock Band arcade does not exist. There's only Guitar Hero. Secondly, who in their right mind thinks that in a Rock Band arcade machine where there's a bunch of like other arcades making a bunch of noise that you could be on a microphone and like get a decent score? There's logistically so many reasons why that game does not exist and should not exist. And on top of that, the Guitar Hero guitars always break in the arcades. So it's just a crap idea in general. So I'm just mad that they went that route and had just so he could have his ballad moment.
I'm gonna go with that too. I forgot to do it too. So good. I didn't even think the right one down.
Well, I mean, oh man, that's tough. I mean, it's
just rated.
I mean, it's like it's okay where it's not terrible, but not great. It's okay. So I guess if I had any sort of critique whatsoever, well, I mean, it's tough because it's kind of in a generation where this was like the last vestige of shopping malls. Right? So I guess it was just more. I was more amused with the film that it's weird to watch a movie that takes place in a shopping mall, and now that feels nostalgic.
Yeah, kids today would watch it and be like, "What kind of a place is that?"
Like I watched, my stepson was watching it too, and we had to explain to him like this is what people would do before Amazon. Like this, they had places like this where like they had random stores that sold random stuff instead of one website selling everything.
And it was busy.
And it was busy.
And
like
you just pick up girls there.
Yeah.
Teenagers would have $20 and spend all day there.
You'd get your summer and winter jobs there too, which was great. I worked at the Disney store, and it was during the winter season, and they had these really thin aisles with shelves in the back, right? And so they'd have all the plush that was all stacked up, and it was like 6 feet of plush stuffed animals in bags. And so, of course, us being stupid and after hour shifts, we'd climb the shelves and like elbow drop into the plushes. I mean, those malls, they have good memories, man.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious that you say that. Side note, when I was working at Knott's a long time ago, like 16, 17 years old, and Halloween Haunt had ended, but they still had the maze inside the arcade, and it took them forever to finally get the maze out. And once they did, me and somebody else were tasked with hanging plush toys over the skee ball machines. So over the skee ball machine, this like kind of like fencing stuff. And so I'm standing on top of the skee ball machines, and the guy that I'm working with, that I to do this task, he was also a wrestling fan. So we're talking about wrestling, and I'm on top of the skee ball machine. There is nothing but boxes of plush toys. And I looked at him, I'm like, and mind you, I was 16 at the time. Looked at him, I'm like, ECW? And he's like, no way. And I elbow dropped these boxes, and they loaded behind the skee ball machines. I didn't know how we would excuse this or whatever. And we were almost off. Like, it was like we were like off at 4:00, and it was like 3:50 or whatever. So we called our lead, and I'm like, hey, so we were trying to open one of the boxes, and it just I don't know. I think we were just too strong, and it broke open, and the toys kind of spilled out.
Strong, and it broke. Jesus.
I was 16. And the guy's like, okay, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You can just leave it because you guys are off anyway. Okay, cool. And we just bolted. He never said anything to us.
That sounds like Adventureland and Bill Hader character. Yeah, whatever. I got you.
That's funny. I'm curious if I told that story at that time too. Potentially. I don't know. Concussions. So where were we at? Ratings? We getting ratings?
Yeah,
Is that where we're at now?
ratings.
You're about to
Oh no, the critique. That's right.
Oh.
I did think of one thing. How is every other store in the mall open but the Hallmark store? He has to break through the glass, right? And they closed. These guys showed up in the mall while all the stores were still open. Yet Hallmark was the only one that was able to lock its doors.
Yeah, because big Hallmark's like, I don't care, you will die if you have our stuff stolen. And players are like, we won't make it happen.
Yeah. So that was my thing. And then Todd, you said yours was the same as Greg's, so we can just get into the ratings. Not bad.
I can change my not enough zombies. Is that better?
Not bad, not great, just in the middle. So I'm willing to give it a 2.5. Like average.
You know, I probably would have said that on my first go through. But watching it again, you know, some of the jokes they're not, you know where everything's going, so it's kind of like But so I'm gonna say a 2 at this point in time. Like I said, not bad. It's great for a first watch for sure.
Well, I'm with Ozzy on this. A good, strong 2.5.
So that does conclude the review of Paul Blart Mall Cop. At this time, it is not available to stream on any major streaming platforms. However, it is available for purchase wherever you consume your favorite digital content. Do you gentlemen have anything else to announce before I jump into my trivia plug?
No.
Okay, so if you do happen to be in the Orange County area this week, yes, it is Thanksgiving. However, there is still trivia this Tuesday and Wednesday. First, this Tuesday at the Rush Bar and Grill in Lake Forest, beginning at 7 o'clock, and this Wednesday at the Brewery in Placentia, also beginning at 7 o'clock. Both nights are free to play in prizes for the top winning teams. I will say, traditionally, Thanksgiving week trivia nights, there's a lot of people that come in from out of town that's like they come home and then they pack up some of these trivia places. So if you do plan to go on one of these nights, I'd recommend you get there a little bit early to secure yourself a table.
I'm going to also give maybe Ozzy knew, and this is why he didn't say it, but for the next 6 days, you can watch Paul Blart on Tubi if our review didn't just excite you enough to rush out and watch it. But there you go.
Tubi. You can see it
for
on
6
Tubi.
more days.
6 more days. So if you gentlemen don't have anything else before we head out for the evening, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. For world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.